Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here then hello, my name is Katie, and if you've seen my face before and you're a returning viewer then thank you for coming back to my channel once again. For this week's video I thought I would do a May favourites because last month I loved quite a few new things and I wanted to share them with you. First thing I'm going to talk about is films. So in May I went to the cinema quite a bit and I went to see some new films, and let's just say I'm obsessed. And the first film that I went to see was Deadpool 2, and oh my god, it is incredible. If you haven't watched Deadpool 2 then go and watch it. Ryan Reynolds is a comical genius. He is one of my favourite actors anyway, so I love everything that he's been in. And if you haven't even watched Deadpool, go and watch it. It's so funny. It's not your typical superhero movie. I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to spoil it, but it's just hilarious and Ryan Reynolds is incredible. And if you don't know who Deadpool or Ryan Reynolds is, like, they are basically the same person anyway, and he's just an incredible actor, and I was really happy that he lived up to the expectations, because I'm always a bit sceptical about watching like sequels because I'm like, oh, is it going to be as good as the first one? But yeah, it was incredible and I really want to go and see it again already. Another film that I went to see in the month of May was Solo: A Star Wars Story, and if you didn't know already, I am a massive Star Wars fan, so it was expected that I would love this film, and I really enjoyed it. Highly recommend it. I mean, there isn't that much action in it, but it tells you all about how Han Solo met Chewbacca and how he got the Millennium Falcon, and it is a really good storyline. So if you love Star Wars like I do, then I suggest you go and watch it. Going to the cinema in general has been a favourite of mine in the month of May because I've just found myself going to the cinema every single weekend pretty much and going to just watch the same film or new films, because I may or may not have gone to watch the Avengers more than once now. I'm that obsessed. But yeah, I really love going to the cinema and I love getting Tango Ice Baths because they are my favourite thing in the entire world. So yeah, going to the cinema has been a favourite. Sticking with the theme of films, the most incredible film came out on DVD in the month of May, and that is The Greatest Showman. I have been waiting for this release for the longest time now. As soon as it came out I had to get it on the day it came out. I watched it that day and I've never been so excited for a DVD release. It's quite scary how obsessed I am with it. And if you didn't know already, the music has been everywhere. It's been played on the radio. It was #1 for the longest time. So I already own the CD of it and it is in my car. The CD is not actually in here because it's in my car and I listen to it all the time. But not only do I own the CD, this is how obsessed I am, I do own the vinyl, and it's so pretty and I love this film. I love the music so much. If you haven't watched the film, just go and listen to the music, then go and watch the film because it's the greatest film ever. So yeah, I own the vinyl and the CD, and of course now I own the DVD. So this DVD has been on repeat. I've probably watched it 4 or 5 times on DVD. I went to see it like 3 times at the cinema. So my total is getting higher and higher and I really want to watch it now. And it is the greatest film ever, so if you haven't watched it already, I suggest you go and watch it right now. Moving on to music, one of my all-time favourite singers released his brand new album in May, and that is Shawn Mendes. And this album is incredible. It's so different to his last 2, but I still love it. I knew as soon as I heard In My Blood and Lost in Japan that he released before the album, I knew that this was going to be a great album. It goes across different genres of music, like it's not just pop, it goes across rock, R&B, soul. It's got elements of like Justin Timberlake and Prince, and he also said that he was influenced by Kings of Leon a lot, so, and you can really tell. And Shawn really reminds me of James Bay, and if you don't know who James Bay is, go and look them both up. They look like brothers. It's quite scary how alike they look. But this album is incredible. Some of my favourites are Because I Had You, Why, Perfectly Wrong, In My Blood. They're the ones that come to my head, but my favourite changes every single day. And Shawn Mendes is one of the most talented people. I think his voice is incredible. And he's like Ed Sheeran, where he can just stand there with a guitar and everyone can just be mesmerised and captured by his voice and his aura, and I love him so much. So if you haven't listened to the album already, go and listen to it. Sticking on the topic of music, in the month of May I got to go to Slam Dunk Festival, and if you don't know what Slam Dunk Festival is, it is a festival that runs up north, down south and in the Midlands, and I went to the Midlands one, of course, because I'm from Birmingham, and I had the most incredible time. I got to see some of my favourite bands and experience new bands that I've never seen before, and it was so much fun. And I can't thank my best friend Jode enough for buying me the ticket, because she bought it me for Christmas, and I had such a great time. I got to see my favourite band, State Champs, and somehow managed to get kicked in the head from a crowd surf at, so that was a new experience for me, because I usually stand at the back for these kind of gigs because I'm petrified of mosh pits and circle pits. Like, you will not see me in one. So being kicked in the head was a new experience, but it was all fun and games. And I also got to see a band that I've wanted to see for the longest time, and that is Jimmy Eat World. Now, if you know One Tree Hill, you will know that their music is basically the soundtrack of the show. It is played in pretty much every single episode, and that is how I got introduced to the band, because they were played all the time in that show, obviously, and seeing them live was just so surreal and such an experience for me, because Hear You Me is one of my all-time favourite songs ever, and getting to hear that live was just incredible, and I felt like I was living my own One Tree Hill dream, and it was just so overwhelming, and that was definitely a highlight, not just of May, but of the year for me. So yeah, I had the most amazing time. But whilst I was there, I couldn't walk away without not getting any band merch, because I'm a sucker for band merch. So when I saw this top, I had to get it, and it's just this State Champs top, and I really like the writing, so I love red at the moment, so I thought this was very different to what I've got already of theirs. And because they've got a new album coming out in June, so by the time this video comes up it will be only a few days, so that is really exciting. But this is just from one of their songs called Crystal Ball, and it just says, "At least I'll never be ungrateful." And I've wore this so many times already, and I love it. And yeah, so if you haven't listened to State Champs, go and listen to them. Okay, so even though this is a May favourite, I'm going to cheat a little bit here, because technically we're in June now, but as I'm filming this, it is the start of June, and this has been out for about a week now by the time this video goes up, and I just couldn't film without mentioning Love Island. Now, it is one of them programmes that I hate to admit that I love, but I do love. And if you don't know what Love Island is, then where have you been? Are you living under a rock? It is my guilty pleasure. I love it so much. I was obsessed with it all last year, and I've been so excited to watch it again, and I'm already hooked. My favourite at the moment is Niall. He might have left by the time this video's gone up, but yeah, my favourite was Niall. His personality shines for me. But I'm just excited to watch it all summer and have something to watch and be obsessed with, and yeah, go and watch it if you haven't already. It's okay to admit that you watch Love Island, it's fine. I put my hands up and say I am a Love Island addict, but yeah, I can't wait to watch it all summer. So that's it for my monthly favourites. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to let me know in the comments down below what you've been loving recently. I'd really like to know, because if there's any films or music that I'm missing out on, then I'd really like to know. But yeah, if you really like this video, then don't forget to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll be back next week with a brand new video. Bye guys!